Okay, so on Groundhog Day, Marco goes to school at Wiley East High School. There's a table set up next to the cafeteria, and there's some people who are not part of the faculty or student body who are handing out hijabs, handing out Qurans, handing out pamphlets on why Islam, and they're proselytizing to the students. Marco makes a quick viral video. It goes viral. Attention is paid to the story. Makes it on the local news, and somehow following up. How did you end up in D.C., Marco?
Yes, Congressman Chip Roy has been behind me in this fight in Congress, and as starting the Sharia Free America Caucus, along with Congressman Keith Self. People from Congressman Chip Roy's team reached out and said if I could go testify before the subcommittee on the Constitution and Limited Government, what happened at my school, and that's how it fell into play.
Okay, so I learned some things in your chat with Congress last week. I did not know the backstory on the trouble you went through trying to start a GOP club. Can you do a quick summary of that storyline real quick?
Yes, so August 16th of 2024, my group, and I'm the president and founder of the Republican Student Club, we achieved every requirement. We had 10 members, a teacher sponsor, and a room to meet. We were denied for political reasons, even though the Muslim Student Association was approved, even though groups with gender-affirming ideology and their curriculum were approved. We were denied for political reasons, and we had to fight tooth and nail to get even just the basic recognition. Once we were approved after months and months of them, lying to us, we were the only club that couldn't have guest speakers. We were the only club that couldn't have flyers. We couldn't have social media page. We had to fight for basic rights that every other club automatically had. So we actually had the principals take down our posters while I was out of town because they had an issue with the American flag on it. So this is what we were up against. This was a double standard that we knew we were going to have to fight against.
Well, explain the other side of that double standard. This Islamic group, did they have to do background checks and fill out the same paperwork and go through the same process you did?
No, so we actually had we have a lot of guest speakers come. We had Senator Pat, once we did, finally get approval after we had to get elected officials involved. When Senator Paxton came, we had to have 2 weeks in advance, paperwork. We had to do a week in advance background check. I even have to miss my lunch sometimes to do this. But the Islamic group had the Y Islam group on campus, and to my knowledge, no procedures were in place for them. And they were actually connected to multiple terrorist organizations. So that's very concerning. So and our principal has also worn the hijab 2 years in a row, posting it on the, school profile. So this is a clear double standard.
We're talking with Marco. He is the GOP Student Club president at Wiley East High School, a local activist who spoke at a congressional hearing last week. So we talked about the double standard. We talked about the storyline between National Hijab Day and the way you were treated. Now, this week, there was a local activist, who shall remain unnamed, Marco, who was going to hand out Bibles yesterday, or was it today? Anyway, the ISD, Wiley ISD, sent out a warning letter to parents about the Bible. Did y'all get a warning letter for the Qurans being handed out?
No, there was no notification at all.
How did that go yesterday? Did Bibles get handed out? Because it was my understanding that he wasn't going to be allowed on the campus. He definitely wasn't going to be allowed in the gate or in the building. They can't legally do anything about him being in a public space, like on a sidewalk or an adjacent piece of property. So even at that arm's length, did it even happen yesterday? And how did it go?
So we actually had it this morning, and there was a few of us that put it together. And I would say we had about 50 to 55 people on our side there passing out Bibles, and we got rid of about 200 or 300 Bibles today. And it was just incredible, the move of God that happened. We were praying for people. This was something that you need to see in person. This was just a religious revival happening at the front of the school. It was beautiful.
Well, Marco, they've made a cause out of you. If they'd have just left you alone, I don't know if you'd be getting this much attention. But not all the attention's good. I also learned in your congressional hearing testimony last week about the nature of some of the death threats. Now, look, doing what I do, I get death threats too. I ignore all of them. I don't turn any of them into police. I just don't want that kind of smoke. But I think you've been getting worse death threats than I have.
Yes, when that had happened, I actually had to miss school the very next day after the video because of these dangerous threats that were happening.
The video? What's the video? I'm sorry.
Yes, after that video. And then also
your viral video about National Hijab Day.
Correct.
Okay, I'm sorry.
On February 2nd.
I'm a little slow.
Yes, no, you're fine. On the 3rd, I missed school because of death threats, and then the 4th, I had to go late because we had to write a security plan with the school resource officer and the principal. And when my mom had asked the principal to email all my teachers just to keep an extra eye on me, the principal told my mom, "You can." So in that moment, she dismissed my safety, and so that was also just a shame. What had happened. But the death threats that I faced, they happened actually today at the school. There was a counter protesters against us passing out Bibles, and they were chanting, "Marco's a fascist." But I pay no mind to it because like I said to Brandon Gill during the hearing, I wake up every morning with victory in Christ, and he is the only thing that can proclaim anything over my life.
What do you plan on doing next, Marco? Are you just going to take this summer off, or do you have some activism that's already lined up?
Yes, this summer is a very busy, packed summer schedule. I also play select baseball, and I play baseball at my high school, so I'm very busy with that. But I'll be traveling around. I plan on being across the country for different campaigns and different conferences for conservative groups. So I'll be very busy with conservative activism this summer.
So what grade are you in?
I'm a 10th grader. I'm 16 years old.
So they still got 2 more years of you, huh?
Yes, they do.
So what's your relationship with the principal like? Are y'all best friends? Do y'all high five when you see each other in the hall?
I wish she even gave me just a look, but when I'm in the hallway, she completely crosses the hallway and she'll go run away and hide. This is actually a reoccurring thing. Students and principal and other teachers have come up to me and noticed how she is so evasive from my presence, and they've checked on me. And this is something it's really sad that I can't have a relationship with my principal or principals, but I'm used to it by now, and I know I have a big back in the community, so that's why I'm standing here.
You know, I have a hard time believing you, Marco, because are we talking about the same principal who is so nice and open-minded and fun that she was wearing a hijab on the last 2 hijab days?
That's her.
Like, so she's willing to cosplay, "Hey, we're oppressing women. Isn't this fun?" But she won't talk to Marco?
Correct.
What do we do about that, Marco?
The school board, I think, needs to step up and hold her accountable, which nothing's been done. Nothing meaningful has been done, which is why Congress notices that. And that's why they called me up there. And we're going to continue to speak out. We actually went to the school board meeting last night. The school board members were still continuing to roll their eyes and be frustrated and act in that way. Like I said in the congressional hearing, they act like children while I act like an adult. It's kind of sad.
When can we vote these people out?
We can. This November, we need 4 conservatives in Wiley to run.
Well, maybe we should do that. Can you get us a slate?
Let's do it. I'm willing to. I actually went to the Collin County Republican Party precinct meeting at the beginning of this month and are trying to recruit conservatives in Wiley to run.
Yeah, you must be on top of it because you already knew what a slate was. All right, Marco, I like the Bible handout plan. Are we going to do that again next year? Let's just keep irritating people by handing out Bibles. I love that.
Yes, and we're not, in the way I explain it, is we're not here in spite. We're actually here to spread the good news while proving a point that it's not promoted. The principal didn't come out and take a picture with the Bibles and post that she loved it all caps, but she did with Islam. So it proves, it's very telling, and it's also very telling that the district also sent out a warning to parents about it.
Man, that is amazing. That is such a good point. She didn't put in all caps that I love it. This is so great, but she did for Hijab Day. That's wild.
Correct.
Well, you've done us all a good service, Marco. Well done. I wish I was doing productive things when I was a sophomore in high school, but I was just, I don't know, chasing skirts and watching Cowboys win. All right. Thank you, Marco. Maybe that's why this generation will be more productive, because in the 90s, a lot of us were sidetracked with watching the Cowboys because they used to win games. It was amazing. All right. That's Marco. If you want to get in touch with him, help out his club, maybe donate to the Bible Fund or something, maybe we could put something together for that. But I have a feeling we'll be having him on the show again at some point.
The James Show Podcast.